It's the grandson of Right Thought. Welcome to the School of Marvelous Light, Lil Flop. One thing that will help you as you navigate your journey, one thing that will help you immensely is understanding the truth of a perceived loss in your life. I want you to hear that good. Truly comprehending or understanding a perceived loss that you experience in your life. A lot of times, a thing that we hold so near and dear in our hearts and in our minds is not actually a true thing. It is a perceived idea. And many there be that do this. They have an idea in their head concerning something, and they hold that idea as though it is true. And that brings them some sort of comfort. But if it's not true, then that's a false comfort, isn't it? Something that seems to bring comfort to you, but when you find out the truth, how are you going to feel about it? That false sense of comfort is going to come a shattering on down, isn't it, Little Flock? And that's going to be devastating when it comes shattering down. Like Yahusha said, if a man builds his life on my sayings, my words, he's built his life on a solid rock. But if a man doesn't build his life on those sayings, then he built his house on sand. And so it is with everything else. So in other words, if you don't build your idea off of the truth as the foundation stone, then it's going to eventually start to slip and slide and fall. And great will be the fall of it, he said. See, you're going to experience a great emotional upheaval once the fall occurs, because you truly had convinced yourself of a lie. That's why I said it was perceived. Y'all hear me, Little Flock? So there's a lot of people that living in a lie for years and decades and decades sometimes. And then when the truth come out, a great example of this would be like, y'all remember the Maury Povich show, right? And y'all remember how Maury Povich had them people on there for them paternity tests, right? Y'all remember that? And then the girl be like, I know that's the daddy. It ain't no question about it, because I ain't been with nobody but him. Now, if the results come out that he's not the father, then what is all this statement you said about, I haven't been with anybody but him? I know that thought may make you try to feel better. You see what I'm saying, Little Flock? That idea makes you feel a sense of comfort. But it isn't the truth when the results get put out there in Maury Povich's hand. And he says, the results are, John Quavius, you are not the father. And then she goes, oh, there ain't no way. What you're saying is, there ain't no way that this results don't match my perceived idea. There isn't no way. Yeah, way. Yes, way. The truth always will shatter a perceived false idea. Don't you know that yet? Haven't you matured enough to accept that yet? Can't be. No. You can't be and no until you ain't got no voice no more. But that ain't going to change the truth, will it? Because he said if you build something on the truth, the wind will beat against it. The waves and everything will crash against it. But it won't fall. So I like to point out the part where it says the wind and the waves be crashing up on it. You hear that there? So that means when people try to say that the true thing is a perceived ideal that's false, you see what I'm saying? When people try to say that, it doesn't stand the test of time and it gets found out to be false accusations because the truth still stood. So when you say something concerning yourself, it best be the truth. Because when the wind and the waves come a-crashing, which Yahusha said they will, that's why I pointed out to you all. When they come a-crashing up on your shit, will it stand? Yes, me and this woman love one another. That may bring you comfort to think that y'all do, but do you really? Because it ain't gonna do you any good to just say that y'all do when the winds crash on your shit and the waves come a hitting it, right? Well, that's right, grandson, because if it's not true and the winds hit the shit and the waves crash on the shit, then it's gonna come crashing down. So then, do you accept that truth? Well, yeah, I accept that's a true statement. Do you know who said it? Yahusha said it. So then, do you think that anything else that he said might be true as well? Or did he just give you a little bit of truth when he said that, but then the rest of the stuff he was lying about it? Come on, guys. Either make the tree good and its fruit good, or make the tree evil and its fruit evil, because that's the only kind of way it worked. Yahusha made sure he said that too. Was he lying when he said that? I say thee nay. He was telling the truth right then, like he tells everything else that he tells. And he said that there are some that are acting like what they're doing is true and righteous and outwardly looks like it is, but it really ain't. So then that's the way I be thinking. I don't waste my time with how it look. I waste my time with what it is. I don't waste my time with the food smells like it's going to be good. I think about if it is actually good. I don't give a damn if that woman looks like she's perfect and pristine. She may have HIV. Now, when I get up in that thing, then I'm going to pay for it because I didn't accept the truth of it. I accepted what it looked like it was. She looked good and healthy and everything. So you went chasing after waterfalls and you saw how that shit went. Ain't it right, little flock of ladies? Ain't it right and ain't it right again? Yeah, because I'm the grandson of right thought. You see how I mean? When everything just match up, it start to connect like Legos and get to clicking. But when you trying to live a false life, you can't get shit clicking in your life. You just can't. You can for a time, and that's what deceives you to thinking that it's real. See? Like I said, we do love one another. We've been together for a year now and everything's smooth. So yeah, we do love one another. You can't see what's coming 4 years from now, can you? No, I can't. All right, well, when you get there, you'll see it when the storm comes and this shit starts sliding like sand. And you start holding on to that thought, and it doesn't change the simple fact that the shit is over with. You're still hanging on. No, we still love one another. Shit. We still love one another, don't we, girl? She ain't returning none of your calls, telling you she done blocked you, telling you stop calling me and every damn thing. Come on, girl, we still love one another. The love we had is just so real. Trying to sing and all this shit, no. The damn thrill is gone, nigga. That's the song you need to be singing. The thrill is gone. Yeah, it's gone away. It's because it wasn't never real. But it gave you a thrill. And that's all it took, didn't it? That's all it ever takes for the carnal mind, is a quick thrill. The carnal mind is only gets exhilarated off of a thrill. It's like a dead body when you shock it with a defibrillator. That's how the carnal body is. It needs to be shocked with a defibrillator all the time to make it feel like it's alive. So in other words, what am I saying? It needs a quick shot of adrenaline or what they call it? Some kind of hormone and shit to get your endocrine system activated and all that shit to make you feel something. That's what you do. You do it over and over and over and over and over, and it works that way with everything in life. Think about how the physical body eats. What does it do? You be like, it eat and then it get hungry, and then it eat and then it get hungry, and then it eat and then it get hungry, and then it eat and then it get hungry, and then it eat. Now take that same principle that I was just describing to you and apply it to everything else the human body does. Yep, all is full of vanity and vexation of spirit, ain't it? Yes, the same old loop over and over and over and over and over again. And it's going to keep on looping until it's the end, until the sand falls out of it. Oh shit, that wasn't real. Nope. But you kept trying to get a thrill. See what I'm trying to say to you, little flockulators? So because of that thrill, people hang on to that and believe that a thing is real, like I said. And when they do that, they've deceived themselves. Yes, this was a good business decision that I made. Yeah, but you just crushed this other guy's life in order for you to get that gain. Oh, well, it's all going to pay off for my good in the end anyway. All right, well, then we'll see. Then the same thing he did to that man ends up happening to him, but he's got the nerve to cry and complain about it. Do you see what I mean, little flock? Do you see what I mean? I told you, there's a sickness out there that's called, that shit ain't gonna happen to me. That's a hell of a drug right there. I'll stay far from that damn drug if I were you. That ain't gonna happen to me. All right then. Go on and try it then. Then the same shit happens to you because I was no respecter of person. The same thing that happens to you that happened to the other nigga that you was laughing at when it happened to him. Whoo, yikeroonies, guys. Do y'all hear this, little flockulators? So my advice to you all would be to accept the truth concerning a thing and not some made-up cockamamie-ass lie of what people say that a thing is. Because I told you, the world calls evil good and good evil. So do you understand that? I mean, do you really understand it? That don't just mean a lollipop, nigga. They said this lollipop was good, but it's full of sugar and all kind of stuff that ain't really good for you. So that's what it means. Okay. It also means when they say something that look good and righteous to the eye, that make you think it is good. What about that kind of stuff? Niggas got on Christmas sweaters. The father, the mother, the brother, the sister, the dog, even the cat got Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer on his nose. And they take this picture and they sit up there in front of everybody and they go, ha ha, look at the Wilsons and look at the Carters. Merry Christmas from the Carters and Merry Christmas from the Smiths. And then you look at that and you go, hey, I have a family, I have a wife and kids. How about I take one picture of my family and every damn thing? That's vanity. It's profitless and a waste of time and dumb. So then why get involved in it? Because you have been convinced that it's good. Just like I told you, it's very sneaky and subtle. Hey, this man takes his family to church every Sunday. That looks like a good, responsible, moral thing to do. Oh man, y'all love looking at the outside of things. I've seen some wicked ass people get up and put a suit on and go to church every Sunday and act the part. Speak the right way. Don't use any profanity. Don't drink any alcohol or smoke any weed or do any drugs. And that's what they do when they in church on Sunday. But boy, what was they doing on Saturday? Yeah, niggas crotch is itching right now on Sunday because of what he did on Saturday. Nigga in the pew like, oh, shit. Hope this ain't no damn crabs. What the fuck was going on with that bitch? Ah! Yeah, well, hey, what do you expect, my nigga? What do you expect? Hold on 1 second, y'all. So do y'all hear this? You can't let an idea become reality. If you understand the context in which I'm speaking to you all right now, little flock. You can't let something that's not real become real because of how you feel. Because if you're going off of how you feel, then guess what your house is being led by? The woman. Now, is that what the scripture says? How the house should be ran? Is that what it says? The woman is the head of the man. Is that what the scripture says? Now, here we go. See how the carnally minded people start to get up in arms? Here he goes with that old, outdated stuff. The woman is not, the man is the head of the woman, and yeah, we know. No, y'all don't know, because when I break down the truth, then your false idea, what you thought you knew, is going to crumble. Watch. That means your thoughts overrule your feelings. So when your thoughts are right, then your feelings will come into subjection to those right thoughts, regardless of how you feel. And for instance, you may be on a workout regimen and you want to get this certain nice body and hit these goals. You understand that in order to hit the goal, you have to sacrifice when you don't feel like going to the gym and then go anyway. Do you hear that right there, little flock? So though your body's saying, I don't feel like it, I don't want to do it, I don't feel like getting out of bed, I'm tired as hell. That's what your body is saying. But your husband says, but we have to do it if we want to hit our goal, so get on up anyway. That's what the Bible's saying to you, see? So then all that getting up in arms, sexism and genderism and everything, wasn't it valueless and stupid and a waste of time? Well, when you understand that there's no male or female in the kingdom of heaven, then you understand how much of a waste of a time you spent thinking about male and female. See? Now, the grandson is teaching you the truth of the male and female scriptures that you read, that it's about thoughts and feelings inside of every one of us, male or female, because male and female created he, them, and called their name Adam. See how it makes perfect sense when I tell you the truth of it? But when you're trying to do it carnally, it don't really make a whole lot of sense. I know. People get to kicking against it, fighting and proving that they can't understand it, nor can they keep it. No, the carnal mind cannot keep the ways of the Most High. So look at how the carnal mind responds when you say the man is the head of the woman. Look at the schism it causes. Watch when they say the vows when they get married. This is to the flesh, male and female. When they say, are you going to obey this man? Watch how the woman responds. Look at how the crowd responds. Niggas get to snickering and laughing. Obey? Gosh. Yeah, right. You expect me to just obey this man's every command? That's the vow. Why take the vow if you're not going to do it? Now, how many people actually do it? They obey their husband like they would Christ. How many women do that? See, because it's impossible for the carnal mind to be subject unto God. So then is it possible for the carnally minded woman to be subject to the man who is Christ? No. So do you understand the higher principles or the spiritual meanings of the words you have read? Because if you don't get the spiritual understanding, but yet you get the carnal, then have you gotten anything? For instance, in this case, if you get the understanding that the man is the head of the woman, so that when you go home, you tell your woman, look what the Bible says. It says you're supposed to do everything I damn say. Now, I don't want to hear anything out of your mouth or else. Close the Bible and sit there and shit. He could be like that, or he could understand that means my thoughts need to overrule my feelings that want to try to rule my house and make me do things I shouldn't do. That goes all the way back to the garden when it says the woman was in the sin because she was deceived. So that means when you sinned, male or female, that means your feelings are what caused you to be deceived. You thought you would feel something or get an experience that was good, and you did for a moment, but then it faded and death came after the fact. If you eat from it, you shall surely die. So then when you did something, let's say it was the first time a nigga smoked some crack. There was a crack epidemic that hit my people a few decades back that decimated many communities of my people. Why? Because when you hit the crack, it made you feel such an ecstatic, wonderful, great feeling. They said better than sex. It releases so much dopamine in a nigga's brain that all he thinks about from then on out is feeling that feeling again. But he will never experience it. He will never experience it like he did the first time, but he's constantly chasing it, even though he'll never get it. So then he's chasing it, and then he dies in the process of chasing it, doesn't he? It's killing him, right? Death is ensuing upon this man because he's chasing this unfillable thing. What does that sound like? The bottomless pit? So then who's his head that's causing him to chase? The bottomless pit is a empty, unfillable void. Can you hear it there, little flockulators? So what did you see in the beginning? There was void, empty, nothing. And then there was a voice that said something. You hear that, little flockulators? And light shone out of the darkness, little flock. And so shall it be with you when you accept the truth and no longer the false idea that makes you feel a security feeling when you think about it and think that it's real. Many people have deceived themselves right into getting what do we call it? Set up, right? A nigga met a girl. She looked so damn good to you, and she was all up on you, and you couldn't believe it because you consider her to be out of your league. But instead of listening to that right thought that says, hey man, this girl's out of your league, dude. She must be up to something kind of shenanigans going on here or something. Because girls like her don't just give you all this attention that she's giving you, but your feelings say what? Come on, grandson, show them it, because they act like they can't see it. So go ahead on and show it so they ain't got no choice but to see it. And then your feelings go, but gosh, golly, what would it feel like to have this girl's naked ass body laying up in my bed next to me? Sheesh. I sure would like to know what it feels like and experience it so I can release this dopamine in my brain. See what I'm trying to say? Right thoughts going, but she may be up to something, man. She's a little bit strange and doing a little bit strange stuff, man. You better be paying attention. Warning lights going off and every damn thing, but you bypass all that shit so that you can have that experience. And then when you doze on off and you wake up in the morning, everything that you own is gone. And you're like, last night I was inside of you. Last night while making love to you, I saw the stars, the moon, whatever the hell he said, the sun, the moon, the mountains, and the river. I saw heaven when I made sweet love to you. Y'all remember that song? Yeah, you were seeing heaven last night, now you seeing hell this morning. Just like when you hit that crack the first time. I saw the sun, the moon, the mountains and the rivers. I saw heaven when I made sweet love to you. Yep. Just like when you took that first hit of that meth, when you put that needle of that heroin up in your veins, the first time you had sex, the first time you busted a nut when you jacked off watching pornography, the first time that you stole something that gave you a fucking rush, the first time you pulled a trigger and blew somebody's head off, the first time that you got off by hitting a shiest on a nigga, when you pulling a pony down move on a nigga that gave you an exhilarating ass feeling when you drilled on a nigga and wasn't nobody able to see the results of what you did, so you felt like you got away with it. But the fruit is death and it's coming. It's a coming like it always is. But when you was doing it, that shit was feeling good and you saw the mountains and the rivers and saw heaven in every damn thing. It's everywhere, guys. And that event, when you saw the mountains and the rivers and saw heaven, you thought, and everything, when you made sweet love to that thing that you did, it doesn't matter if you did it purposely or it just happened to you unwillingly. That's what I'm saying. It corrupts when it happens. It's an abomination being set up in your temple that makes you desolate. Do you guys hear this or what? The holy place is the secret place. Holy means set apart. So the secret place is a place you have within each and every one of you. That is a holy place, isn't it? That means only person can go in there is you and whoever you invite into there. Correct? Yeah, that's the truth. So then that's a holy place. The scripture says there shall be an abomination of desolation set up in the holy place. Gosh, gallery. Gallery. Y'all hear this? So can you follow that? That means that when you have the carnal mind set up in your temple and you're now being led by the bottomless pit, or as I call it, being led by the red, you end up dead. Then everything you desire is only going to make you desolate. Come on with it, grandson. Tell these people the truth, because like I said, they act like they just don't know it. That's the abomination of desolation. It's an abomination to God. The carnal mind is. What do you guys think it is? The holy place is where you think and feel. Correct? So then when you think and feel carnal thoughts, oh, I want that. Yes, I desire this. It would be so exhilarating if, then you're doing the same thing Eve did in the garden when she looked at the fruit and saw that it would make one wise and that it was to be desired. I don't know if they can hear the grandson breaking this down like Legos being clicked together so effortlessly and easily. Can you guys hear this? And how it applies to each and every one of you, not just some moment in history everybody should be waiting for. It applies to you right now because Abba is a right now being. So then everything he created follows that pattern. Don't know what you guys are smoking. Y'all must be on that crack. Seeing the mountains, you think, the stars in the river and every damn thing. But then after that came hell, like I told you, like Eve found out. Uh-oh, I done screwed up. Yeah, you did, because you didn't listen to right thought. So then, if the problem in the beginning, Abba said he claimed the ending from the beginning. So then, if Abba's claiming the ending from the beginning, what happened in the beginning? In the beninging, what happened in the beninging? What happened in the beninging? What happened in the beninging, little flock? Eve went astray. That means your feelings went astray. So then if your feelings went astray, what do she need to get back in alignment? She need her hubby. Who is her husband? Right thought. So who did Abba send? Look at the connecting. Look at the connectivity going on here at the School of Marvelous Light. Can you actually hear what I'm saying to y'all? She needs her husband back. So then the prophecy says, watch, I'm about to click another Lego up in here. The prophecy states, you shall no longer call me Lord. See, Sarah called her husband Lord. Sarah represents the old. See, she called her husband Lord. The scripture says, you shall no longer call me Lord. And in none of the names of Ba'ali, I will remove all of that out of your mouth. And now you shall call me Ishi. What does Ishi mean? The scriptures tell you. It means husband. I was driving earlier, y'all, so I couldn't have Branch Buddy sitting on my lap while I was driving, but I can bring him back into the picture right now while we kicking it, y'all. You always coming along for the ride. So do y'all hear this, little flockulators? Dealing with reality instead of dealing with virtual reality or whatever the hell these niggas want you to deal with, putting you in a VR world and all this other shit. You ain't no VR trooper, nigga. You might be a Power Ranger, but your ass ain't no VR trooper. I'll tell you that shit right now. You're a reality trooper. We deal with what's real over here because we're the light. We are the children of light and of the day. We are not children of night, nor of darkness. That day should overcome you like a thief. See how we ain't gonna be surprised by nothing because the light is shining, telling us what to do in every circumstance. He said y'all can look at the clouds and tell what kind of weather you gonna have, but you can't discern the time you're living in. So the obvious thing that he's saying right there is that you need to be able to discern the times that you're living in. Well, I'm always telling you the times that you're in and how to be in it. And right now, you need to accept the truth and then remain humble in it because it's going to break a lot of people's hearts. This is what he means. This is why he told you to come out. Wheat and tares have to be separated. The real are the wheat, the tares are fake. So that means if you're stuck in some shit that's fake, you might believe some of that fake is real and you get attached to it. Well, let's see what Yahusha says when he talks about the wheat and the tares, and he says, hey, the angel looked and said, somebody put some tares among the wheat. Should we go and uproot the tares? Remember we talked about that word uproot? Ekron, to eradicate and uproot. Come on, little flock. That's what the angel said. Should we uproot these tares and get them up out of here? No, let them grow together for the time being until the time of the harvest. So that means no, because you might hurt some wheat or you might kill some wheat. So we need to get him to mature to understand the difference. Now he's a full-grown wheat looking and saying, oh no, I can see you're not really my brother. You're not my mother. You're not my friend. Yahusha said, my mother and my brother are those who do the will of the Father. When they came and said, your mother and your brother want to speak to you, he said, who is my mother and my brother? Look how he's doing that. You better pay attention to him doing that because you got to be the same way when you doing that. So we can both be doing it. Doing it, we're doing it. We're doing it, we're doing it. You going to be doing it too, or you going to be not doing it? Because I tell you what you should be doing. He said, be not hearers of the word only, but be ye doers. So we doing it, we doing it. You doing it? When they told you to put on some Nikes, y'all niggas was quick to do that shit. And that's profitless in vain. So you going to be quick to do the thing that really matters? Nike came out like, just do it. And you niggas was like, here's another 100. 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 Damn, all I gotta tell you niggas is just do it. Well, just do it then, guys. Shit. Y'all hear me, little flockulators? But we gotta do what's real. So when that day come, and it'll come upon a lot of people unexpectedly, they're going to find out that the thing that they had been living in was just a facade. And that's going to break a whole lot of hearts. So that's why he says, search your hearts now and see if what's real in your life. Make sure your relationships that you're in are real. Because he said he came to bring a sword of division, little fly. Not a sword, not peace. I come not to send peace on earth, but I come to bring a sword of division. And then he tells you the kind of division he's going to do. Fathers, sons, mothers, daughters, mother-in-law from the daughter, father-in-law from the son-in-law, stuff like that. And a man's enemies and a man's foes shall be they of his own household. So then that makes it so clear that you thought you were living in a family, that was your mother, that was your brother. That's why Yahushua was like, make sure that you know who your mother and brother really is, little flock. You've been living among tares thinking that they're your family, but they ain't. So it goes across the board. You've been living in many circumstances that are just ideas. But it ain't what's real. It ain't Abba's will for you. Abba's the writer. Who are you to kick against the pricks of what he has wrote for you, Saul? Who are you to say, no, this is what makes me happy. This is what's good for me. Interesting. So your dog says eating trash is good. What do you say about that? Look at this shit, how I foot sweep these niggas. Look at this shit, how I decapitate these niggas. Look at this shit, how I hit these niggas in their gut. Look at this shit, how I kick these niggas in their butt. Look at this shit. Your dog thinks throwing up and eating it is good. What do you think about that? A dog went into another dog's yard and saw his turd sitting over there and chomped down on it and swallowed it. He thought that was good. What do you think about that? Your dog thinks taking a dump on your kitchen floor is good, but you don't. Your dog thinks chewing on your favorite house shoes is good, but you don't. How much more do I gotta keep on going here? How much more I gotta keep going, y'all? Y'all get the point of what I'm saying? You gotta train that nigga. You gotta let him know what's acceptable and what ain't acceptable. Where to do certain things and where not to do certain things. What to do and what not to do. What is allowable and what ain't allowable. Don't you gotta do that? Why? Because you're his master. So then everything that master does for his dog, you don't think your master does for you? Well, what kind of things did he tell you? Take no thought of what you shall eat or what you shall drink. Now think about your dog. Does your dog eating the trash? What are you going to tell him? Doggy, you don't have to eat the trash. I got plenty of eukanuba and tuna fish and salmon froze up here in the freezer and even got a steak ribeye up in here for you if you be good and accept the truth of what I'm trying to give you here. The good stuff. You don't have to eat trash. You don't have to chew my shoe. I'll give you a toy. Here goes a Kong. I'll even put some peanut butter inside of the shit. See? Y'all hear what the grandson's telling you today? The dog thinks things are good that aren't. That's why that nigga got worms. That's why he be throwing up all the time and everything. You be hearing that nigga under the bed. You be like, what the fuck is that? You like, you eating it? Oh, Lord, that's gross as hell. Got a little mark on your carpet and shit. You're like, oh, yuck. Oh, boy. You see? When his ass gets to itching and everything, what does he do? He lifts his leg up above his damn head. He puts his head down in there in his asshole and starts to lick. You hear that shit, little flock? You hear it? The dog, when he goes and takes the dump over there in the yard, this nigga don't even have the decency to dig a sufficient hole and cover it up. This nigga literally takes the dump, turns around, kicks a couple blades of grass over that shit, and then walks off like he did a real good cleanup job. Nigga, you kicked a couple blades of grass over the top of that turd. You didn't hide anything. Y'all understand why I'm telling you all of these things about the nature of a dog? How he got to be trained and refined and taught. So do you. Because otherwise, you'll just have a beast-like nature. You'll have the carnal mind leading you. The carnal mind is described as a hairy, shaggy, smell like outside ass nigga. You don't believe me? Read Genesis and read about Esau. Isaac grabbed up on Jacob and said, hold on. You say you're Esau, but the voice sounds like Jacob. So let me pull you closer so I can smell you. Why you want to smell him? Because Esau got a unique smell. What does it say? Isaac said, yeah, you smell like the fields. Your ass smell like outside. Well, if you had two kinds of sons, you had a refined son that sat at home dwelling in his room, and you had another son that ran around in the streets all day, how do you think they'd smell? The same? Well, what about you when you were a kid? When you got in beast mode and you ran outside and played all day till the street lights came on and everything. Holes all in your jeans. It's musty as hell. Been playing football out in the field with your friends all damn day long in the dirt. How do you think it smell when you come in the house? Your mama be like, take them clothes off and get your ass in that bath. Shit. Wash your ass. You smell like outside. See, little fly? So like I said, we just keep it real over here. It ain't about feelings. Because we just discovered that if the feelings lead, that gonna destroy the house. That means the strong man of the house is bound. What did Abba say to Adam? You listen to the woman. Because you listened to her and you didn't do what I told you, see, your true head, you got usurped and allowed your feelings to lead you. Because you did that, you sinned and went astray. And you all know that that's what's called you to sin in your life. You knew better. That's why you was looking like MacGyver and shit, like Ninja Gaiden before you did the act. Guys, I just want to keep it real here and just see if you guys are actually got a ticker in there, actually beating blood. If you were going to cheat, I didn't say if you did, so don't get all in your feelings and everything, feeling like you're being exposed or something. If you were going to cheat, which means if you were a man and you were going to go to another man's wife and have sex with her, would you blow a trumpet? In other words, would you let everybody know that that's what you were going to do? Or would you keep it on the down low? Ain't nobody gotta know. Which one? Why do you keep it on the down low? So that can't nobody know. Why? Because you know better. That's why. So then, is your husband deceived or is your woman deceived? Your woman is deceived. And now, because your woman is deceived, proving that her head is the deceiver, what does the shaggy he-goat also mean? It means devil and deceiver. Look it up. You'll see that what I'm telling you is true. So the shaggy he-goat, representing the carnal mind, is a deceiver. So when you become a deceiver, when you accept the deceiver's tactics or ways, you now become a deceiver. So did I tell you that you were keeping it on the down low? Ain't nobody gotta know. Didn't I tell you that? So you kept it on the down low so won't nobody have to know because you knew better and you tried to hide it. What did Adam and Eve do? They tried to sew some fig leaves together so they could keep their private parts on the down low so can't nobody got to know. And Abba said, how'd you know you had some private parts? Did you eat of the tree I told you not to eat of? See what I'm trying to tell you? Same thing with you, little flock. Did you do something you knew better? Now, my question is, how come you knew better? Who told you the knowing better part that makes you hide what you do? Who told you that? Come on, little flock. Niggas want to walk around and act like there ain't no God. Well, then who told you that you're doing something that requires you to hide? And that ain't right. That's why you're hiding. Who is telling you that? You can't say you're not hearing that because you're hiding. What the fuck? If I got $1 million that I didn't took and I don't want nobody to know I got it, what will I do with it? I'll hide it. Why will I hide it? So that won't nobody take it from me. But if niggas find out where I got it at, then they may come getting it when I ain't paying no attention, right? All right then, little flockulators. So it ain't no different with this. I don't know why y'all try to act like it is, because it ain't. You have to accept the truth concerning a thing. And once you do, you're in the power position. That's why I tell you to do it. People don't want you in the power position if they want to be in the power position over you, right? And since people have no husband, then they're going around looking for one. See what I'm trying to say? Can y'all hear this? Can y'all hear it? Who is the husband to a flock? The shepherd. Who is the husband to the congregation? The pastor. This ain't hard, this ain't hard, this ain't hard at all. So then the members will be the bride. Well, that's the way it works in a church. So you don't think it works that way in Abba's church? Yeah, he said Christ is the head. And you are all members of that body. So now, why won't you accept the truth? Because it doesn't make you feel good? It's all right. That's the reality of the truth. The truth hurts. The truth can be a bitter pill to swallow. So then you won't swallow it? See, that's what's going on. No, I don't eat things that are bitter. I know, you're spoiled as hell. You're proving it. Because when you want to get that body, you do a hard workout that's bitter sometimes. You don't want to do it, but you do it anyway so you can get the result. When you want to get the health, you take that bitter ass pill. You don't want to, but you do so you can get the benefits of it. And you don't want to eat that salad, but you do so you can get the benefits of it. You don't want to do that stupid ass such and such that you do, but you do it anyway so you can get the benefits up from it. I can just keep going on along with this crap. Oh boy, do you understand it, little flockulators? Because I hope that you do. So right now, it would be wise that you accept the truth concerning yourself. And the only way you know the truth concerning yourself is, like I said in my previous video, you have to inquire Yahushua and ask. Reveal to me who I am and what my purpose is. That's what a wife is supposed to be like for her husband. I know the woman that I was before I met you. But now I need to know the kind of woman you need me to be suitable for you. Just like the dog, but y'all get offended when I say things like this because y'all are being carnal about it and not being spiritual. If you don't know who you are, then you need a guide. I told you about Philip and the eunuch. You need someone to guide you in it. Who is that one that's going to guide you? It's your husband. Your husband reveals to you who you are by loving you. You see it? You start to see your defects when you meet the one who truly loves you, because they're going to patiently and long suffer with you and bear it all for you. No matter how nasty you get, no matter how much of an attitude you get, no matter how bad you PMS, no matter how bad you get off kilter and get all mad and emotional and get all this and that and blah, 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 the things that women go through. In other words, your feelings go up and down, they ebb and flow like the tide. So they change. They're always changing and flowing and moving. See how the woman is? The feelings that is? You see what I'm trying to say? Comes back to the feelings. That's all you got to do when I tell you stuff like that. And not stay in the carnal. The carnal is a schoolmaster that brings you unto the truth. Can you hear it, little flock? The law was our schoolmaster that brought us unto Christ. Moses gave us the law. Moses gave us not that bread that came from heaven. But now the Father has given you the bread which has come from heaven. So then Moses did not give you the spiritual. He gave you the carnal. He didn't give you the spiritual, because the carnal bread that y'all ate in the wilderness, y'all ate and died. But this bread that you eat, you shall live forever. You see what I'm saying to you, little flockulators? So then the carnal world is a schoolmaster that brings you to the truth. The things you see in the carnal world are only temporal. Temporal things are not real. So you need to accept what's real, little flock, and what's eternal. And what is eternal? I am. So everything outside of I am is temporary. You better get hip to understanding that and get strong in the power of his might and in the name of I am, because that's going to be your rudder. That's going to be your high tower. That's going to be your protector. That's going to be your shield. That's going to be your husbandman. That's going to guide you in all truth. The truth of the name of the Father is what's going to keep you in any type of situation when you feel despair, where you feel low, where you feel attacked, where you feel beaten down, and anything else a woman feels like in life. Your husband's going to come and put his arm around you and say, baby, you ain't got shit to worry about. You can go ahead and cry if you need to right now, and I'll hold you until you're done crying. But just know that joy cometh in the morning, baby. So don't even worry about it. But I'll long suffer with you because I love you. And that's how I prove that I love you, by bearing all things. Even when you get unruly, even when you do things that hurt me, even when you do things that are extremely disrespectful to me. You know that you are. So me screaming and telling you that you are is unnecessary. I show you that you are by simply keeping the word of his patience. Why you ain't talking? Because I have conversations that consist of mutual respect. So when that becomes available, then we can talk again. But as long as the conversation is going to consist of disrespect, then I can't include myself into that situation. And I won't. See how right thought gets his wife and pins her in that corner, and how calm he was when he did it? Because he knows that right thought is more powerful than feelings. Sometimes the right thought just has to sit and let the feelings all accept it, or keep bumping their head until they accept it, because he bears all things. He hopes all things. He endures all things, because love conquers all. When a man truly knows how to love, that's the way he'll talk to his woman. That's the way he'll talk to his children and his brothers as well, and even the stranger. He will talk to them from the perspective of true love, no longer the idea that makes you feel good. Oh, this beautiful woman kissing on my neck, rubbing on my chest. Oh my God, I can't believe this. Anybody would want a woman like this. Oh, my lucky day. Like I told you, after she rocked your world and bounced on that thing and everything, gave your ass the whop, then your ass was going while all your goods were getting collected by her henchmen that she's really loyal to. See what I'm trying to say to you? So don't get got. Don't collapse because of what you thought was good. It wasn't. Don't do that. Accept what truly is good today, little flock. That's all you have to do. And when you know the Father, then you know what's good. Because remember when the man said, "Hey, good master," Yahushua said, "Why you call me good? None is good but the Father, which is in heaven." So is it connect like Legos with what I just told you? So is that woman standing there, is she the Father in heaven? No. So then she ain't good. That's a hard pill to swallow when your flesh is calling, though. I know it. It's called temptation, my nigga. Temptation is designed to allure to what you desire. Or otherwise, it's not a temptation. And temptation isn't just lust. It's all the 7 deadly sins. Anything that tempts you to fulfill one of those 7 deadly sins is not good for you. You see it? Said he had 7 heads. Notice it said heads. That then become your heads when you got being led by the red. Because that dragon with them 7 heads, what color is he? Interesting. Now the wicked grandson, what's his nickname? Watch how this shit connect like Legos, little flock. I know a lot of people don't know what I mean when I say that. The wicked grandson. The righteous grandson, in one case, is Jacob. Because I say one case because there's several instances where the grandsons pop up. For instance, Cain and Abel. See that? Abba, Adam, Abel. Grandson. Who came with him? Cain. So now we're going to talk about the other situation like this of the grandson, which is Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. Interesting. Did a wicked grandson come when he came? Yeah, they was wrestling. They was fighting. See what I'm trying to say? Now his name was Esau. But they called him Edom. What does Edom mean? So his name is Esau, but they call him as a nickname Edom. Edom means red. Connect like a damn Lego. Legos, logos. Legos, logo. I said Legos, logos. Legos, logos. Don't we connect it like Legos? Yep, we do. So the red dragon that's making war against a man-child trying to devour him as soon as he be born, who came out the womb first? Red did. And then when Red came out, who was holding on to his heel? The man named Supplanter. I know you call him Jacob. Jacob means supplanter. Find out what the word supplanter means. Rightly art thou called Jacob, Esau said, for you have supplanted me these 2 times. See? Do you see it and do you hear it today or no? All right then. So Esau sold his birthright for what? A momentary feeling, didn't he? Now, when he sold it for a momentary feeling, what did God say he was? He called him a perverse person and profane. He said, don't be like that profane Esau who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. He sold something eternal for something temporary. That's what the carnal mind does. I've already given you examples of it, describing it by using that glass dick that people love to smoke on. For people don't know, that mean crack pipe. Yep, it promises a great feeling, but what comes after that? You looking like this. Hey man, let me get that microwave, man, so I can sell that on the market. I can sell that. Give me that. Don't throw that in the trash. Hey. How you looking crazy as hell, stealing your mama's TV off her wall. Look at this shit. Then what come with that? Shame, guilt, contempt. Well, everlasting shame and contempt sounds like something a group of people is going to get when they wake up, versus those who rise to everlasting what? Life, peace, righteousness. See what I'm saying to you? So the truth who have been so long without fruit is ready to sprout now, little flock. So you going to sprout? You going to accept the truth? Are you going to love Christ more than your mother, your father, your brother, your children, and everything else that you got? That's outside of I am? Because I am come first. If there's no I am, then there is no Rolex. I don't know how people can't understand this. If there's no you, then there is no neck to put a diamond chain on. But look how y'all act when y'all see the diamond chain put on the neck. What is more valuable? I'll ask you guys. The neck or the diamond chain upon it? What is more valuable? But look at how y'all act. Y'all will slice the neck to take the diamond chain. Don't know the truth, do you? Nope, obviously you don't. So I'm going to go ahead and let you little flocculate on up out of here. Y'all can take flight, fly back up to the Mount Zion and chill over there on the rocks as we look down and watch these people out here that don't know nothing about nothing. Going along with the mundane life, thinking that what they're doing is good. Well, let them go on and go on that way. But we're going to go on and stay on this narrow path over here and flocculate on these niggas. Y'all hear me, little flocculators? So y'all be blessed today. Salawam, Mr. Allah.